today's question is, or not really question, but topic is linking multiple contacts to one account. So I'm going to go over a use case first, and I'll do that when we're in InsuredMine. So I'll probably go out of order a little bit, answering these questions. How to view all contacts that are linked, multiple accounts, to one contact. So there's a couple different ways to look at it. Adding a commercial account. So if you have a personal account, if you have a contact that already has a personal account, you can add a commercial account to that contact. And if you have any questions, let me know. It gets really wordy, this topic, so it's kind of confusing to train on. And then how to add a commercial deal card. So once you've added the commercial account and you want to add a deal card, how to make sure you're doing that and the differences between personal and commercial. So we're going to just go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so here. All right, so let's first look at an example. Let's go to Joe. It'll show up. Okay, so this first use case is, so we have Joe Smith here, and it will open. So Joe Smith, he has his personal account and then he has his 2 commercial accounts. So if you click on this, this is his personal, I believe it's auto. And you'll see here, once we click on that first one that says Joe Smith, you'll also see Jill Smith. So Jill is his wife, and so they're both linked to this account. Hopefully it'll load. Okay. So now, we were at Joe. We clicked on Joe and it showed that he had 3 accounts, a personal and then the 2 commercials. When you click on his personal, you saw Jill. If you click on Jill, you'll see here under her name, it says Joe. So their personal, insurance that they have together as a married couple is under his name. He's just the primary, but she's still linked to it. Mm-hmm. And then Jill also has a commercial account as well. So if we go ahead and we will click on Joe, we'll see here that it is the same, the same account. So down here. We'll go back to Joe. So we've talked about the use case, how to view, the different links from here. So Joe's a great example because he has so many different ones that are attached to his account. Then when you're adding, so let's say we wanted to see here. So this is his commercial account that was added. So it goes 2 different ways. And then when you're adding a commercial account, let's go into contacts. And we'll click add new. So up here, you'll see personal or commercial. So it's important to just do that right off the bat. The data will, if you fill it out, it'll still move over if you switch, but it's just a good habit because a lot of people will forget to do it and then they'll, create 5 or 6 contacts or 5 or 6 deal cards and have to go in and change them. So type in Joe Smith and you'll see here, he's got 1 and 2. We can create a new Joe Smith if we wanted to. So here it'll say new contact name. So that's going to be the business name. The contact name, of course, would be Joe. It'll auto-populate again. So I actually did this wrong. business 3. Create new, and then from here, this is how we'll map it. So in the business name, let's say Joe opened business 3 up, then we'll type in Joe Smith. And then you'll click this. And then now this will be mapped to him. And you'll see the first name came up, the last name came up. You can put in all the new information, especially because it's a new business. It's going to have probably a new mobile, a different address, you know, potentially. And then you'll click update from here, and then this will be mapped to him. If you wanted to add a new personal line to Joe, you could do that as well. Same idea. You're just going to, you know, go from here, put the name in, and then, you know, add this or add his first name, middle name, you know, etc. And then you can also see here we have this add contact drip. So if you've created a drip for adding a new contact, you can do this. So as soon as you hit update, they'll get whatever set of emails or you know, whatever you've set as that drip. If you are adding a deal card, this is a little different than contact. You know, we're kind of leaving the contact area, but if you're adding a deal card, you can also add a contact from a deal card. So you can click add deal. Again, make sure you're selecting commercial or personal, and then the business name. And it's the same idea as well. And you can create a contact from here, or you can just, if it is an existing person, you can just it'll just grab them from the drop-down menu. So you don't have to worry about, if you're adding a deal and a contact at the same time, you don't have to do a double entry. You can just add the deal card and add the contact all in one kind of thing. So I know it is a little bit wordy. We do have a video on it, as well as this article that kind of shows and maps it out. It's, you know, this gives a lot of different information. It gives, I think, 3 different use cases. The video kind of is an outline of this. So if you do, you know, want to revisit it, we do have that.
I don't know if anybody else, but I am a little bit on how to use the pipelines would be a beneficial for me if nobody else has any.
Yeah.
Things like the intention on the pipelines, and the ones that it comes with is the 2 deal board and retention. Maybe the retention, if you could just walk through what is sort of the intention of it. I'm grasping a little bit to set up the campaigns, because I am not currently using anything like that other than to send and prepare the renewal with all the options and what they need to do to renew. So I'm just kind of curious about how this would benefit and how it would sort of nurture that, knowing that most of my clients are not auto-renewed. It's all about getting documents back.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see here. Let me pull up something that will probably give you some.
Yeah, like what kind of checklist is in each of them? What do I need to set up? Because I'm a little bit lost that too.
Yeah. Let me just pull this. Let me pull up. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this to load really quick. This PowerPoint is taking, okay, perfect. All right. So a big part of it, for especially like you said, Ellen, a lot of it's not auto renewal. So a lot of it you have to be, you know, contacting the client. So we have these for you. So what this is we're hoping that you'll build, a single contact drip that will be connected to this lead or this renewal, I'm sorry. And so when you are changing it throughout the different stages, you'll also you'll have this set up. So does that?
Is this kind of all made for you kind of thing that you can customize?
Yeah. So here you can, this just kind of gives you an idea. So here you can see we have 4 emails and then 2 texts. So if we skip, we have this one, your renewals, coming up. So this one would go out 60 days. So you could have this one set up that it's at like the 90 days or 75. And then this is 60 days. And then minimize your risk. These are going to be the texts. And of course you can change these as well. So we have different ones like that. Right now what was that?
Where are you finding this?
I'll send this to you.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll send this out. And actually something really exciting. I had a meeting yesterday with another Ellen, and she is, we're working right now to build where you have these automations in here and engagement.
Right.
We're gonna, right here we have, where is it at? We have this, but we just have the one little thing here, which is great, but we're working on making, so there'll be 3 or 4 or 1 or 2, there'll be more than just the one email.
Like a campaign,
So we're trying, that's our next big push is to build those drips. So I don't know the date on it, but the conversation has started. So we're getting closer to having that for you as well.
Okay, yeah, because I'm kind of looking for like templates that I can use to create kind of, and of course it needs to be tailored to my business. And like, for example, text doesn't work really well in my business because my clients are mostly professionals that work in an office with an office line, and they don't use their cell phones and their textability going to the office. So it's mostly email for me and phone calls.
Yeah, so that's where that single contact drip will be nice, where you can have the first stage be an email, the second stage could be a task or a reminder to call them, and then the third step could be another email. You could just go back and forth, and yeah.
Right. So that the thing that you showed was something that you've already like had a PowerPoint presentation or something that you had.
Yeah, so we have these for the sales process that we have made, and I can send you those, but we're still, the one that I just sent you for the renewal, we're still we're finalizing those and working on them because we're not insurance agents. So we're trying to, take insight and see what other people are saying to make sure that, and keeping the language broad. So you only have to change, maybe 1 or 2 sentences for it to fit what you're trying to, whatever.
I think that's what I'm trying to look for. I've been searching Google to see if there is any kind of pipeline campaign suggested templates, or I just can't find anything easy yet. I haven't spent that much time on it. But.
Yeah, I was going to say the other thing is there's a ton of stuff online, but if you haven't, seen anything.
Maybe not searching for the right wording.
Let's see. Yeah, I usually look up examples of renewal email drips, or not for me because I usually look up training drips, but that's what if I'm ever giving somebody insight, as long as you put, email template drip renewals, the internet should have something for you, but.
Right.
And of course, we do have these labeled, but especially because you have a pretty good idea of what you had a previous process, right? So don't get too wrapped up in the titles. So you can always just change these to fit whatever you need them to say.
Right. I did that on the the deal line, but now I think that I jumped the gun, and I'm, like I said, trying to fit that square peg into the round hole.
Mhm.
I'd rather want to kind of see what the intention was, because I was putting this into more of a opportunity pipeline rather than a deal pipeline, because like that, you know, I have multiple opportunities within the deal that I wanted to move through the pipeline.
Mhm.
But I think I use Now Search, and Now Search have that capability, so that should probably stay on that side.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely for just like the lead. You've already got it, you know, kind of in the bag and you're working it. Not in the bag, but you know what I mean? It's not just
Yeah, so now you're on the deal board. Could you stay there for one more?
Okay, what was that?
Oh, could you stay on the deal? Yeah, I just want to see the heading, so if I have to reverse it back to what it was.
Quoting.
Yeah, got it.
Policy.
And then, yeah, those checklists are really great because you can see here that 0 out of 3. So you have you have a checklist that you've imported with 3 different things you have to do, and this person's done 0 out of 3 of them.
So that's another thing. Like, I would love to see what you're intending to put in that checklist, because right now it's kind of like you make the checklist, but I don't. It's so daunting for me to start this from complete scratch to
So
develop.
I would imagine you already have your checklist in a way made. Like if I were to say, you know, if you were to give me a certain client and I would say, what is the next 5 steps that you're going to do for the week? And you know, that would be your checklist essentially. Let me go back and show. So this one's for service that we have. Send a reminder, email again, quote for cross-sell. So there's some of them that we have. Does anybody on the call have any checklists that they use? Any examples that they want to share?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Stan, do you use checklists?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, I see. Dang it. That's okay. So does this kind of give you some insight?
Yeah, can you hold on that for a minute too?
Oh yeah, I'll
I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to make this a little quicker. I don't want to reinvent it. I want to just back on something
no, I understand.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm the pilot of the airplane, this thing, I mean, it's only my second day, but I mean, I have the right to sort of use any one of these areas the way I want to. Can I? I mean,
Yeah.
do they have to always go from one to the next, or can you sort of jump if you want to?
You can go from send email, propose solution, investigate. They don't have to go in order.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I only wanted to use 2 or 3, I could, right?
Yeah, and you can add. We don't have just these, so you can add a checklist and do whatever you want. Like I have my own checklist for training purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these checklists are not available in the system. You have to kind of create them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't believe they come. I don't know if they come with your standard account. If you go in and if you check your checklist template, you probably have a better idea than I do. But I don't think that they come with any checklists.
So that's in engagement that I will look that up.
That's in Pipeline Manager. And go to the gear button.
Oh, Pipeline Manager. Okay. And then what do I go to use that?
Manager. Then you go to this this kind of gear settings button.
The settings. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Checklist
templates. Okay.
Now, if you're logged in as admin, you can add a checklist. If you're logged in as agent, you cannot.
Okay.
Amanda, is this your checklist?
What was that?
I mean, is this part of the system or is this your own personal work here?
This is, yeah, these are in here we've just built.
Okay.
But yeah, so we have these for like examples and stuff like that.
Actually, you can actually build your own, that's not a problem.
Mhm.
You know, something's unique to you, forms or whatever, you can actually build a form, you can build a checklist that are unique to your particular operation, so.
Yeah. And then of course you can share. So let's say, Peter, you create a checklist, you can share it with Stan, vice versa. You can come in here and edit them as well, which is really nice. You don't have to, you know, you can change them, you can share. I'm going to show you if you've already shared it. And then when you're in your pipeline manager and then you go to your deal card, you can go to this import. So, and then I'll select renewal and I'll click import. It's been imported. And here you can see, so I can do this. So let's say I've done these two. Let's get rid of this. And then, so I've done 2 out of the however many there were. And now you can see here it says 2 out of 15.
Okay.
And it'll add up. It is interesting. Let's say you have 5 different checklists, all with 3 things. That's why you're getting the 15. So it's not like a 15-point checklist.
But it's like several checklists that you put on that.
Yes. Yeah, you can import as many as you want.
Okay.
And then underneath it is the tasks. So there's no tasks here. I can click here. Maybe I can add. Okay, nothing's working. But hold on, my computer's like frozen. Okay, usually when you click here, it will let you add. Okay, then you click on that, you can add a task. And you can put the name, the type. We even have lunch as a task type, which is funny. You can assign it to different people, priority. You can add it to your calendar. You can, yeah, and then you can see here, like there's no tasks due. There's no due date. This one over here, there's a past task due. That's hard to say. And so let's say that you actually took care of Jeff needs your attention. You can just select it here. Let's say we did this, select that there. And now there's no tasks. So you don't even have to go into the deal card as, you know, if you don't want to, for the tasks and for seeing where you are with your checklists. All right, any other questions so far?
No, just that I think that would be very helpful if these kind of checklists were developed already within like what it's intended, because like I said, I have one big checklist for everything that I do, one spreadsheet. So it's very hard for me to divvy it out. You know, it's just hard to think down to the minuscule part of it if it's already, like I said, I'm hoping to find something that is already a little bit defined.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll tell the team, I'll let them know about maybe putting those in there. Did you get them all? Do you want me to go back to that screen or did you get them all?
If you can go back to that screen again, I got the top of it, but I would love to get the bottom as well if I
Yeah,
could.
sorry, I got distracted.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you away here. Just gonna save this one. Okay.
Well, find your checklist, followers, telemarketing qualifying questions, telemarketing research checklist. how to use these checklists in your system this way. You know.
What was that?
No, I'm just looking at how I would use these in my system. You know.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
I think, Pete, I think it would be important in that, you know, the things we're talking about with repetition and with the, of having,
It's kind of hard to hear you, Stan.
Stan, I can't hear you.
okay. I think it, I don't know what the problem is, it's not coming through. I'll talk to you on the phone, Pete, about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy you a microphone.
Coming tomorrow.
Oh, you're actually getting one? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm getting, two new monitors that have a HTML sound built into them, and also a speaker, speakers, and a microphone. So
Oh, nice. That'll be exciting. All righty. Well, what else? I think I see a couple new people. Nicole Evans. I don't think I've seen you before on the call.
Qualifying questions.
Maybe she's not here.
You bind a checklist for the policies. Telemarketing research checklist.
And then is it Jenny or Jeannie?
Telemarketing qualifying questions. Telemarketing research checklist.
Yes, this is Jeannie.
Hi, I don't think I've had you on the call before. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
Not right now, and thank you.
Of course, yeah, not a problem.
Now, there was a place in here where I found in the knowledge what to do while you were waiting, that had like sort of a checklist what to do while you were waiting. I can't find that again. That seemed to be a pretty good list to kind of help there, maybe. Yes, right. To kind of, yeah, to focus on what you need to set it all up.
I'm going to throw the link to that in the chat for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But if you just type in the word pre, it should come up. This
Pre.
is what you were looking at, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Go back in here. And then what else? Ellen, have you started working on templates at all, or?
I haven't really. I've just snipped at looking at it from like a little bit, but I would love to get some kind of overview of it. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I saw there was some templates in there.
Yeah. So I always recommend starting from one of these. It just makes it so much easier. Even if the end result looks totally different, it's just nice to have, I think like mentally it's nice to have the like, I don't know, like the, not crutch, but just something to have like, you know, give you some sort of structure, because when you're in this screen, and you just go to this, it's kind of daunting to be like, how do I make this thing look like a beautiful email? Like it's really difficult. So I always start with like this one. I think it's simple enough that I can change a lot, but it is still has some structure. So the first thing is I like to do is saving your header and your footer and your social media links. So from here, what you can do is, let's just move this here. What you can do here is, let's say that this wasn't here. You can add a structure. So that's going to be the first thing that you do. You, of course, can change this background color. And then you can go to your blocks and add an image and drop that, and then click on the box. And then from here, if you already have your, something downloaded, if not, you can click here and download, take your logo that you have.
Oh, is there a way of putting the logo on so that it will always populate things?
So we don't have it to be like, we don't have that option, but what we do have is, okay, let's just save this. Let me just change the background color because it's driving me nuts. Okay. What you can do is you see this save as module button. You'll click that. Then you'll go over here and say, you'll name it and click save.
Okay.
And then from here, you'll have that saved. And so you can always just click, let's say, I don't know why I would do this, but let's say I came into Template Builder and I wanted to build something. I could just, go, okay, I'm going to start over. I'm going to start this email, drag and drop.
Right. Module. So maybe something you can help me with later today. I think we have that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a building block thing. You start with your structures first. So we have, a couple different kinds. And then in each structure, you put a block. And the blocks are the different types of things, content you can do. So you can add your social media links. I really like this because you can change them. So you can add, if you have something else that's not showing up here, you can also delete. And then you can hyperlink them. You can change what the icons look like, which I think is super neat. And then, once you put your hyperlinks in here, you can go over here. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on. So you're gonna have to go structures. See, I forget things all the time. Then social media, and then from there you can save it. It's kind of tricky where your mouse is to find the save button. You kind of just have to because there's the little box for the block and then there's the bigger box for the structure. So you have to save the structure. So just patience is definitely needed when you're working with this. So you can hit save, put social media links, and then you don't have to do that every single time.
Amanda,
Yeah.
I especially like this particular situation because actually you can actually combine, like I have my digital business card and the social media links all in one box. So what you just pull it in and it makes it a lot faster rather than having to do it piecemeal, like add the business card, just add that in it. And the other thing I really like about it is the fact that that you can actually modify these on a later date and save them and it upgrades. So I think I found it very effective.
Yeah, that is, I said, yeah, you can go in and actually edit the modules as well. So let's say you added something or you wanted to change something, you can do that. And then what are some other things? What are other questions? Anything for me? Can always count on you, Ellen. I love your questions.
Right. I think I looked at engagement and I looked at the templates that were in there. Did I? No. Like the homeowner questionnaire, not on these kind of fancy emails, but more like the form that I would send to a new, like I had a homeowner who, and I saw that you had a form in there already. So I would like to integrate that and changing the logo and how to get that out to the client so that it can capture that information.
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
So that was it this that you're talking about?
So there was a homeowner quote, the first one there. Let's say I wanted to make that mine and how to integrate that into capture, like the quickest way to get that in use and play, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a website, I'm guessing, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So what you can do when you have these forms built out, you'll actually get a URL with them. So let me. Okay, I'm going to click save. Okay, so now I'll go to my forms list, which is in forms. And then here, I'll click on this. Actually, there's two ways. You can click on it and you'll get the hyperlink, or the, I'm sorry, the URL. Or if you just put your mouse next to it, it'll copy the URL. And then from there, you can, so this is what it'll look like. You can, of course, change whatever modifications you want to make. And then you can send this URL to whoever. So, I mean, you could, I like hyperlink it. So I'll put, you know, fill out this request form, and then I'll hyperlink it with that, or I'll put it in a button on my website, or I'll put it on in a button in Template Builder. You can, in engagement, let me show you this. In Template Builder, you can create buttons. And then what you could do, so I could take this URL and I'll hit copy.
Yeah.
I'll go back into my Template Builder. I will take a structure, put it here. I'll go to blocks, click button, drag and drop that here. And I will paste the link to the form. And then
Okay.
So that's how you could combine the two. You could also just
I can put that as an email so that I can send out to the clients. And how does that integrate into the system? All the information goes into Now Search then, or?
yes, yeah, they'll speak. Oh, I'm sorry. Our forms don't integrate. No, they do. Our forms integrate. Our files don't. Our forms integrate. Yeah. So the information can flow back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would create, first you take that template, change the logo, and everything is probably okay because it's built for a homeowner. So it's probably the right information. I kind of looked at it briefly. And then I would save it and then create an email template with that button in it. So whenever I get somebody asking for a homeowner's quote, I can then send that email with that to them, and then they fill it out, and that populates into somewhere or not?
Yes, yeah, it'll go into their like their contact 360 under their overview. So
okay, and then there I can then crank it out to an application if I needed to. Would that integrate with Now Search then for like an Accord app, or?
yes, so for like the application, so you'll go to Pipeline Manager. This is I think this is the coolest thing ever. So you go to Pipeline Manager, and this is if they're already, you know, they have a deal card, is how you would do this. And then you'll go, let's click on this person.
And if I had a rater kind of system, even that would integrate even further into that to get the quotes.
If you had a, what was that?
Like a turbo rater or some kind.
Oh, rate, okay.
Yeah.
So here we have this intake form, and so you can click add. And if you create your custom form, you'll click here, but I'm just going to click personal. Okay. And then
there, okay.
And then let's preview it. This will also have a URL. So this will pull your logo, so you don't have to change it. So here you see it says vehicle information, but you can send them this. So you can have it all selected, and then they can just click and fill it out. And then they'll hit, where is it? Submit. And then you can go, and then they'll send it to you. So you can also, you can send this to the contact. You can send it to others, and you can send it as an email and a text if you wanted, or a text. Okay. I know the texting isn't a big thing for you, but for the others on the call.
On the personal side, it would be. I just don't do a lot of personal business.
Yeah.
If I was expanding that, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
And to make it easier. So on the personal side, the text is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at these forms here, the forms are responsive. So if you click up here, you can see that.
Oh, they don't have to answer everything, right? Because they're not going to have all the answers.
Yeah, no. They don't have to. But
they can have whatever they can, because otherwise it would never get done.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. I don't know what that means. this. And then let's go and edit. And then you can preview it so you can see what it will look like. I don't think it's going to let me do it because I didn't edit this one. But when you click that button, this will show you what the form would look like on both types of devices.
Okay.
Let's see if it'll work.
Pretty much you can make a, like a homeowner campaign, or you can like
Mhm.
decide liability, or can you also ask for documents, like, because like to ask that, like the email go out and say fill out this and then attach these?
I don't know if there is a way for them to attach a document in one of these forms. Let me see. Oh, here, yes.
Okay.
So in the intake form, yeah, I'll have to look further. This form list or this form builder is a third party, and it's, I mean, really, really complex, but I'm sure there's a way. I think maybe it'd be content.
Amanda,
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with this Canopy Connect. I mean, I did it and I ran the on my own insurance and like instant response. So I'm trying to get around having to ask the client to make copies of their documents and everything and send it. When I use Canopy Connect, it automatically gives me those documents, including the claims history, which I didn't realize. But I'm finding it very useful.
Oh, because this way, wait, say the last part again.
Pardon?
Say the last part again. That you're finding it useful that you have these forms so they don't have to continuously fill it out because it records it.
Send them a link, and when they get the link, they click on it and they enter the name of their insurance company, or they just click on a button as to what insurance company they've got, and it automatically goes to the insurance company over as a request from them, and the documents come right back to me.
Oh, from what's it called? Canopy
Connect.
Connect.
And that's really a fantastic time saver. The other thing I was going to tell you is that I set up once I've developed a template. I set up a blank template, so that all I have to do is just copy it. And the formatting is all done as far as the header and the footer and the things that I want in the thing. So then all I have to do is just address the content. It makes it it's a real time saver.
Yeah, so let me show them that. So Ellen, thank you for reminding me about that workaround. So how you were asking if there's a way to always have the header and footer show up. So if we go to your templates here, and let's say you've built one that you like, it has your header, your footer, your social media, whatever. Let's say this, let's say we want, you want every email to have this top part and this bottom quarter part, right? So what you'll do is you'll go over here and hit copy. And then you'll click, so that's the copied one, you'll click edit. And then you can just change the, the middle part or whatever you want it to change. And then you'll save it. So let's go like this. And let's say we want to say, and then you'll click save, and then you can change this. And then, so it's a lot easier. So you don't have to drag and drop those modules. So that's another way you can do it.